안녕하세요, 란니입니다. Welcome to, this is gonna be part 2 of my How I Learned Korean series. So in this video, I will be giving tips to all of you who have yet to come to Korea and have a basic understanding of Korean, whether you have not yet begun or just begun. I will share tips with you on learning as a beginner. I'm gonna break this video into 3 sections: speaking, writing, and what's the other one? Reading. So first of all, let us begin with reading. Before you begin any beginner level Korean books, I highly suggest, first of all, just learn Hangul. There's only like how many Hangul letters. You can find a lot of resources online. You don't even need a book at this point for learning Hangul. Search up YouTube videos learning Hangul. There are some that teach you within like 5 minutes. And then you can just go on Google, search up like fastest way to learn Hangul, beginner's Hangul or something like that. And a lot of websites will pop up giving you a very basic and easy guide to learning the characters. And then the rest of the work is really just strict memorization. You really have to spend time memorizing each of the characters. And then, of course, to help you memorize, practice. So my tips for committing Hangul to memory is, first of all, back then I used an app called Memrise. And basically it sort of gives you like mini games that you can use to help you memorize Hangul. And then another tip of mine, if you are into K-pop, download the lyrics for your favorite K-pop songs. And then practice, like you can start with one song, practice that one song until you basically can sing along with the singer. This is by far what I found the most fun and best way to get Hangul down and the speed reading down. Eventually you want to get to a point where it's not taking you like 1 minute for each word that you're reading, right? So I found that was definitely my best way because I love K-pop. And if you're a K-pop fan like me, I definitely recommend this because I know memorizing it can be very, very boring. In terms of writing, I think as a beginner, I would again emphasize Hangul. So if you're diligent, you can have a little notebook where you're practicing writing like elementary students, when they're practicing their alphabet. So in order to commit it to memory, I definitely recommend, taking a few hours or taking a few minutes of your day to practice actually writing out the Hangul. If you're in Korea, carry around like a memo or a small notepad with you. And then write down words that you encounter, like if you see on bus signs, or once you've gotten Hangul basically down, you can try even sounding out words and writing them down, and then later search that word, dictionary that word, and then once you know the meaning, you can have a little notebook at home where you're practicing writing. You can write out the word and the meaning, and that's just a very good way of practicing your Hangul and practicing writing, as well as learning new vocab. My other tip for writing for beginners is that once you've gotten Hangul down, try and learn the Korean keyboard. And that will, because seriously, we're in an age of technology. You're gonna have to type Korean at some point in your life if you plan on, using your Korean. It's just because you know Hangul and you know like the constant, like the components, you may not know how to type just because you have to learn the placement of the letters on the keyboard, and that's just going to take some time and practice to get used to. So get on that fast, I suggest. As a beginner, you can definitely start getting into that. You don't need to be intermediate in Korean to learn the Korean keyboard. It's just a matter of memorizing where the characters are. After you've committed the Korean keyboard to memory, start definitely practicing using Kakao Talk. And whether you're in Korea or outside of Korea, make Korean friends, add them on Kakao Talk. Because even though you've memorized the keyboard, it's not gonna work unless you practice. And practice your Hangul writing skills, typing skills. Type words or simple sentences if you can to your Korean friends. And then, so I've talked about reading, writing. Okay, speaking and listening. Okay, so speaking, Even for me, speaking is definitely the weakest. If you're a beginner, speaking maybe you can't even do. Of course, you can speak basic phrases like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. And I suggest that even though the simple, it's just one word phrases, practice as much as you can. If you practice more, not only is your pronunciation gonna get better, your speed will improve. So don't think, oh, I'm afraid or like I'm shy. I think learning a language is you can't be shy. You just gotta practice, practice, practice when it comes to speaking. It doesn't matter if you think you sound like non-Korean. Obviously, you're non-Korean, so people are gonna forgive you. And you can't get better unless you really just speak and then listen and speak and try to mimic. If you refuse to open your mouth, you're only gonna sound more like a foreigner, right? Try and make Korean friends, go to language cast, try and speak with your co-teachers. You can start, if you're a beginner, obviously you can't form sentences, but you can try and put in Korean words as much as you know into your dialogue. If you are already in Korea, then there's Koreans on the streets all around you, and just again, don't be shy. Of course, don't be rude or aggressive, but in a polite way, you can definitely meet friends. You can talk to even like ajumas on the street. Like if they're handing out flyers, you can practice your 감사합니다 or 괜찮아요, like I don't want it. You can practice phrases that way, right? And then if you're going to like a bakery or a coffee shop, try and order in Korean, right? When you get the beginner's level books, try and practice what you're learning. Simple phrases like 얼마예요? How much is it? And things like that. Just as much as possible, try to speak to them in Korean. And then lastly, listening. So it definitely helps if you're in Korea and there are Korean people around you. If you're not in Korea, seek out Koreans. Like go to your Korean town, find Korean restaurants that are owned by Korean people and make friends with them. Go to their restaurant often, try and engage in conversation with them. Even starting with the basic 안녕하세요, just saying it to a Korean person will elicit them to respond to you in Korean, or they'll at least know you have interest in Korea. They can, if they're from Korea, they can tell you, news about Korea, and you've at least found one person before coming to Korea that can tell you about Korea. And basically that's it. Like just for speaking and listening, it's just practice, practice, practice. Try to immerse yourself and just put yourself out there. That is the only thing you can do, the best thing you can do. And there's no way around it because you are not going to learn speaking and listening from a book. If you have any questions that I have not covered, anything specific you want to ask me about learning Korean, please keep it relevant. Comment below and I'll get back to you. Thumbs up if this was helpful for you, because that will be helpful for me. And subscribe to stay tuned for future tips and such from me about living in Korea. Alright, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.